Alright, so I wanted to do a 1-year update on, it's almost been a year, on the SL. Let's see, it was Thanksgiving of last year. Thanksgiving of 2022. And I've updated the parking light bulbs. So I've got those as sort of a bright white LED now, and haven't washed it in a while, but keeping it fairly clean. I updated the mirrors. Got some bug guts on there, but I got a nicer full carbon mirror, and they had been flickering even when the car was turned off. And the new carbon mirrors came with a new LED turn signal in there, and so those no longer flicker. So that's been a nice improvement. The convertible top did crap out on me, and of course during the summer when it'd be nice to have the convertible top working, and I ended up tracking it down to the window motor that drives this window up and down. It's back behind here. Both of the water drains, there's this little pocket that the window motor fits into, and both the water drains were clogged with just leaves and pine needles and crap. So I got those unplugged and replaced the window motor. So now the convertible top works again. Let's see. Oh, I put LED license plate bulbs in. You know, the easy stuff, but it makes it look much more up to date when you've got those put in. Let's see. On the interior, I've re-secured these a couple times, mostly on the passenger door, but the last owner, whoever put those on, they didn't stay on, and so I've tried to fix those a couple times. The driver's window switch broke, and like the whole switch piece here just came out, and so you put it back in, you could still use the window and roll it up and down, but then when you'd go to shut the door and it would slam, the button would pop out, and so you'd either find the button on the seat or down on the ground. So I got a new window switch put in, or I should say I put it in. I do all my own tricks. Let's see. As far as warning lights and things go, I've got that brake warning message that's on, and I've tracked that down to a module by the right front part of the engine bay, which lives right down here. And basically I ordered one and they shipped it to me, a used one from eBay, and it was just as badly corroded as, actually it was worse. It was even more badly corroded than the one that the car came with. And that same module also controls the washer fluid pump. So I did get new hose I ran new hose all the way. I got the whole assembly. Again, just a good condition used part from eBay Motors. But then the pump doesn't work anymore, and what it is the that same module, the SAM. I think they call it the SAM. Anyway, the SAM has water damage on it, and so they sent me one, and it was just as bad, and so they said, oh, well, we'll send you another one, but it was one for a newer SL55, and so that ended up not working. It had like different error codes. It plugged right in, but it did not restore the function. Some things started working, but then others were now newly not working, and it was a different part number. So even though it plugged right in, it wasn't quite what I needed. So I ended up sending that back, and they gave me my money back, and I just haven't ordered another one. So it'd be like the third time pulling something out of there to put another one in, and I'll get there. I'll get there eventually. Let's see, I fixed the hood latches. They've got a sensor in them that says, hey, your hood's not closed, your hood's not closed, and it lights up the dash red. That was one of the first things I fixed, and that's been good ever since. Oh, another thing I fixed was in the trunk. A couple of things in the trunk, actually. So there's this red button here that when the top is folded back, obviously you have to get the trunk separator into place, and then the top will fold. But then there's this tight, can't fit or get in and out of this space, but if you push this button, the folded roof will raise up just a bit, and then you can move the trunk separator out of the way. Well, that wasn't working when I got the car, and so I took this trim off right here, or I lifted it up and out of the way enough so that I could see behind here, and it just wasn't plugged in. So I plugged it in, and now it works great, and it's super handy for when you're driving around and you've got the top down, but you need to get into the trunk for something. And so now that's working. And then the other thing that wasn't working was this light. That also wasn't plugged in. So just plugged it in, and now it's working again. So this car's been worked on a lot by other people, and so it's needed some love. But yeah, still super happy with it. Haven't had any super major problems. I did have a coolant leak, pretty major coolant leak after it really got going. It started out slow, but there's a coolant control valve that lives under the hood and underneath the wiper cowl, but pretty much dead center underneath the wiper arms and motor. It's a coolant flow control valve for the heater core. And so I picked one of those up, and I had lost quite a bit of coolant, so I put all new coolant in, and I replaced this three hoses going to this control valve and an electrical connector. So I got that fixed, and basically one of the plastic circles or tube connections had just broken off. So I got a new one of those in there, but now what I've noticed once or twice is that it'll blow hot air sometimes. The weather's starting to get a little cooler as we get back into fall here, and So it was like the first time I drove it that day to work, it was not blowing warm air by the time I got to my work. But in the afternoon, it was still on, requesting heat, and then it blew hot air. And so anyways, I think what it is the coolant flow control valve that I put in was a cheap one. And you get what you pay for. So I might have to buy the actual Mercedes coolant flow control valve, because I'd read one review. There were a couple of bad reviews for that coolant flow control valve. Most of them were positive, but one of them did say sometimes I have heat and sometimes I don't, and so then they changed over to a factory Mercedes valve, and that fixed their issue. So it's still a work in progress. I still have body damage stuff to fix. Eventually I'll get some paint repair work done on it, but I really want to still go and get those exhaust tips. I want those SL55 exhaust tips eventually. So, but yeah, about 1 year in, still love the car. Maybe next time I'll actually wash it and put some tire shine on it first. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video and learned something about SL55 ownership after it's got 180 something thousand miles. If I go through the fault messages here, oh yeah, we're at 184,751. Oh, and the check engine light is on for the O2 pump, the auxiliary air pump for the exhaust and emissions, basically pumping in some fresh air into the exhaust stream to help the catalytic converter burn off all of the unburned hydrocarbons. So I bench tested the pump, which lives behind the front right. Almost see it there. Let's see, is that there, it's that upper one. Oh yeah, I forgot I have a light bulb in there. That light bulb is supposed to be out here, but right now it's illuminating the O2 pump. I'd like to get a set of fog lights. I think I mentioned that in the first video I made. I want to get fog lights, and I want to use that marker light wiring to get something cool looking right there eventually. So yeah, still a work in progress, but runs and drives and provides lots of smiles. So, alright, talk to you guys next time.